Oh, he's only gonna write it down for a whole fucking year.
That, of course, signifies another reading from Karl's diary. This is the last one of both 2006 and on any podcast for a while. Let's make the most of it. Let's enjoy some of the wisdom.
I also think it's the last time ever he will make an entry in this diary, because you're not going to keep another one, are you?
I don't know yet. I might just get a smaller one. But I found that since keeping a diary, I've gone out of my way to do more stuff.
Well, you say that, but...
Well, let's find out. Let's find out if that's true.
No, but I have.
I read a bit in the news about people being injured while trying to cut open avocados. It's a food that ain't worth injuring yourself for. If it's a hassle to get into, leave it to the experts. I have never bought one. I have also avoided coconuts and pineapples. The amount of hassle to get into these things outweighs the joys they give.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I never bought a pair of Dr. Martin boots. Too much hassle when it's time to take them off.
Yeah, a lot of my mates used to wear them in, like, the 80s. You know, you can't just kick them off, can you? It's a big upheaval.
You've got to unlace them, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, since I found shoes with Velcro on them, brilliant. Just the way, I don't understand why laces...
Is it because you can't tie your laces?
No, I can do it, but it's wasted time.
You're so lazy. Wasted time. That gives him more time to sit around and look at insects,
How long
eating
does it
biscuits.
take to take off a pair of boots?
Well,
14
it's ridiculous.
seconds?
He can't fit his days as it is.
No, but I don't understand how some inventions sort of catch on and other things don't.
But this is what I mean. He's got too much time on his hands. Sitting around at home thinking, why are we not using Velcro more?
But there's
Why
one
are we
Velcro manufacturer going, yes! At last, he said what needed to be said.
Why don't you get it sponsored? Because you could wear a Velcro toupee. Because that would be great if we could do that. If someone could invent a little hairpiece for Karl, Velcro to the little bit of fluff he's got on the top of his head, his shiny orange-like head, pop a little Velcro toupee on. I would love that. I would love to get him wearing a wig.
But why necessarily reduce it to a toupee? Why not some kind of carrying device? You know, he could carry goods and things around in there, sandwiches.
Yeah, he doesn't look like carrying a bag. Well, what about that? A little thing you carried around, a little Velcro thing you carried a pot on your head for your sort of like keys and trinkets and money and that.
Well, no, I've told you about that idea that's out there but hasn't caught on as well. The tie.
Right.
The tie with loads of pockets and stuff in it.
Yeah, but you got to wear a tie.
Yeah, but that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? I've never wore a tie because I always think, what's the point? It's just hanging there in the way.
Can you imagine this image of Karl walking around in his big Velcro shoes, a tie with an apple stuffed in it, car keys, iPod?
No, but don't you think it's a good idea?
Would you wear it with a shirt and collar or just a t-shirt?
No, wear it with a shirt. That's what I'm saying. It's an invention that will smarten up the world. Now, a tie, what does a tie do exactly?
Yeah.
What does it do?
Nothing.
Right. So I'm saying make it do something.
But I'm saying don't wear it at all. Pop your keys in the trouser pocket.
No,
or
because
take a bag.
because the world is getting more and more scruffier, isn't it? When you look
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
When you look back at, like, Victorian times and everything, everyone wore a hat. Right? They wore a tie, they wore a suit. And it was a nicer looking place to look at. When you see it on pictures, you go, what a smart world that is.
Well, you can't see cholera and things on pictures, but sure.
No.
No, but I'm just saying it's better to try and cover it up with a bit of, you know...
Cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world looked nicer with more cloth. Whereas now everyone's rowing about scruffily. So what I'm saying is, if we make the tie more useful and give it a purpose, it might come back and the world will look tidier.
But a tie, its purpose is to look smart, really. Well, originally it was because we didn't have buttons, so it kept the collar up at the front. That was the invention. It was a useful invention, the tie.
Yeah,
it was called a tie. It tied together, okay? Yeah. So then, when we had buttons, that we didn't really need the tie, but it was a symbol of smartness, like saying, I've made an effort, okay? But now... that would go away. So now, you wouldn't look smart with a tie. They go, oh look, it's like a bag round his head with his apples and oranges and his keys and his sticks he's making a nest out of. So it would be scruffy. It would make the tie scruffy, so it would defeat the object. So now when you're carrying stuff round, I mean, crawling on all fours because your shopping's so heavy round your neck, they'd go, look at that scruffy fucker on all fours. Oh no, but look at his lovely head of hair. It's Velcro!
It's a hat!
Yeah, well, that's the other problem, isn't it? I can't go back to a wig now.
My theory about reading old news is right. It's less bad when you know it's old. It was a story about a weatherman who was fired yesterday for having a nude picture of himself on the internet. But that happened 2 days ago. He's probably got another job by now. So old news isn't as shocking.
Well, old news isn't news though, is it? It's olds. What are you doing? Just reading the olds?
No, but what I mean is, if someone
Stick the video on of last week's news. I just want to catch up on the olds.
yeah, but then it's still news. News is something that you don't know, isn't it? If someone tells
That's
you something,
everything to you.
That's information, Carl, not news.
Yeah.
but news is information.
No,
And
the
what-
key with news is the word new.
No, I don't think it is it? It's
is.
it's just information, but they tell you at 10 o'clock at night. It's like, what information's gone on? Bong. Here's some information.
Yeah, that you didn't know before because you couldn't have because it only happened today. Bong.
Yeah, but never mind that. I'll tell you in a couple of days. It doesn't matter as long as you get the same info. Bong.
Yeah, we can't call it news though because it's misleading. We'd get done. It's called olds. Bong.
Yeah, but listen to me theory. What I'm saying is that if someone in your family, you know, it's Christmas and that, I don't want to bring the tone down, but someone dies in your family. Now, say if you're away on holiday, and they don't call you because they don't want to ruin your holiday, and you come home, and they go, Uncle Frank's dead, and you go, oh, when did that happen? And they go, 2 weeks ago. Now, because everyone else has got over it, it's not as bad for you. Because part of bad news is the way everyone's walking around moping, going, oh, have you heard the news? Frank's dead. But because everyone's got over it, time is a healer. That's what I mean about old news. It's better than new news.
But according to you, the only news that really matters is stuff that affects you. So it doesn't matter when you. There was an earthquake. When was it? Yesterday. Phew, that's all right then. Often the aftermath is worse than the actual event. 2, you only care about things that actually happen to you. So the doctor goes, "You got a kidney stone." Oh, when did this happen? 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's all right then. Doesn't make sense.
No, but the world is...
You're not upset about dead Uncle Frank just because other people are upset. You'd be upset personally. It wouldn't make any difference when they told you.
Yeah, but it is everyone else's emotions that make it worse, I think. Knocking around people who are miserable.
What about warnings? What about when they do things like smog warnings or, you know, there may be a...
I don't like it on the news when they sort of say, news just in. I think, oh, what's this? You think, oh, what's going on?
But it might be
It
useful
might
to
be
know
important information.
No, it just makes you panic.
What? Yeah, but sometimes knowing stuff keeps you alive.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. It's sirens, you see, I don't like sirens, do I? I've said to you, I think it's a scary noise.
Well, it's meant to be so you get out of the way.
No, it's not meant to be. It's a sign to get out of the way. I'd prefer it if it... Like
There's a
I've
voice.
said...
Hiya! Could you just move out of the way
Well, it can
for
be
us?
anything, as long as we know. It can be a chicken noise. But as long as you know
Oh,
that
that's not going
chicken
to freak
noise...
people out.
No, but it sort of make you smile. But you'd go, oh, best get out
What,
of
you're
the way.
cycling along and you hear what sounds like a giant chicken behind you?
And you smile because you know that even though someone is burning to death, there's something clucking in my way. Do 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 whack! Do 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 whack!
Oh, that's probably a guy having a heart attack. Going to my mum and dad's today. I'll cut to the chase, Rick. They basically, we got about 4 pages while they drive to his mum and dad's.
Oh,
but
Jesus
I'll skip
Christ.
past that because it
Yeah.
takes fucking forever. Got there, with mum and dad. His mum made him some dinner. The old woman next door, brackets, whose man was a witch. Just pop that in brackets. Just pop that in brackets. I think we've discussed that before, actually. The old woman whose mum was a witch.
His man was a witch.
Yeah.
Oh.
The old woman next door has been worrying because she keeps seeing adverts on the telly about changing to digital TV. She's saying she doesn't want wires drilled into her walls because they'll make a mess. My dad told her that it doesn't matter because it'll probably won't happen until 2012 and she'll be dead by then.
He didn't say that to her though. Did
No,
he?
he did. They've got, you know, she's old. It doesn't... She knows she's going to die. I mean, it's something we've all got in common. And he's right, isn't he? Why is she worrying about it? Maybe that's sorted it out. Put it into perspective for her. You will be dead when this happens. Don't be worrying about it. But everybody worries, don't they? You've got that little sort of hole in your head that you fill with worries. You know, everyone's got to fill that little worry hole with worries, and that's us.
Worry hole. Everyone's got to
We've
fill the
never
worry
got
hole
to
with
assume
worry.
that there's a worry hole.
A worry hole.
Don't be filled with worries.
I love the fact that, you know, doctors in a million years would dig this up and go, humans used to have a worry hole.
Went to bed around midnight. Suzanne and I decided to sleep tops and tails because it made me get a bit more room. Me dad had cut a bit off the mattress to fit it between 2 cupboards. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes just sawing off a bit of the mattress. You sort of roll to the edge, but the weight of the blankets keeps you in. This is like something from a Roald Dahl book.
No, it's just, you know, you think anything, you can sort of trim anything, can't you? And it normally works. But with a mattress, I mean, he only took off, I don't know how long that is, but he's sawn off about that much on the mattress and then has stapled it back together again.
Amazing.
And it just makes so much difference.
Of course it does, because a mattress is a very carefully designed object.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so, though, would you?
Well, you
just
would
think
if you had a
it's full of
fucking brain in
sponge.
your nut.
No, no.
Someone took his brain out of his worry hole? Oh, God. He saw the mattress in half. So we decided to sleep tops and tails. It just gets stranger.
So strange. Why?
He did it to make the room nicer with the cupboards on either side.
So he sawed a mattress in half.
Well, not in half.
Can you imagine how much hard it must be to saw a mattress in half? What did he use? What, a big electric saw?
Well, it must have been, yeah, because there's a lot of springs and stuff in there.
Jesus.
So what happens to the springs? They just spring out the side.
Well, some sort of stick out a little bit, but you're not lying on top, are you? They come out the side. So it's just got a bit of gaffer tape and a staple gun.
Unbelievable.
Hey, man alive. It's like...
Does he run it as a hotel? That's unbelievable.
There are squats with better bedding arrangements.
Well, we've had a bit of a bad thing in our house about mattresses and that, because when we first bought our first flat in Salford, you know what it's like when you buy somewhere, you sort of, you haven't got any money, have you, to buy extra stuff that you need. So we bought a bed, right, but there's that rip-off thing with beds where you buy a bed but a mattress doesn't come with it, which I've never understood that, because it's not a bed, is it? Without that mattress it's not a bed, it's a car without an engine. You wouldn't go, there you go, well, that seems cheap, well, there's no engine in it. So we bought this like, you know, flat and what have you, and we bought the bed, and then like, oh, we haven't got a mattress. So my dad got one from Uncle Alf. No, well, from that Uncle Alf fella, because he had one in his van that he used to use now and again if he was like travelling round. He'd just keep in the back on this mattress.
Amazing.
A bloke who drove around in a van with a mattress in the back.
So
How
Uncle
terrifying.
Alf. So Uncle Alf, right? Well, tell me about Uncle Alf.
Well, you know about him, he's the one who slept in a dinghy. He's the one who...
Because his mattress was in his car.
No, yeah, why didn't he go, oh, well, Alf, where's the bed? Left it in the car again. Oh, blow up the dinghy. Blow up the dinghy. I'm not going to go out and get the, not at this time of night.
So anyway, my dad got me his mattress, and it just stunk of diesel. And Suzanne was like, oh, I'm not happy with this, and I think she realised sort of what sort of family...
She got herself
and
into.
stuff.
Wow, she landed on her feet when she got you.
So now she's always a bit touchy about, you know, mattresses and things.
Unbelievable.
Uncle Alf, of course, sadly passed away when he couldn't escape from his sinking ship.
The fire engines were too late. No one got out of the way because they were laughing so much.
The mad woman next door saw me and said, "Hello, Clive. You live in a nursery rhyme. The old man down the road, the old woman next door whose mum's a witch, Uncle Alf who lives in a dinghy."
This is like not a real place. It's like fucking Narnia.
It's a children's TV programme.
Unbelievable. Oh God. Oh, just all of them there on this broken mattress trying to find the golden ticket. Oh God. Oh God.
The old fella down the road talked to my dad a bit. He kept bees in the back garden.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Here comes the bee man.
His Yorkie dog was knocking about when he was messing with them, and it ended up getting stung 150 times.
Oh, little bastard! What is he doing?
It's not dead, but it cost a lot to get all the stings out. I don't know why people keep dangerous pets and insects. The amount of gear he had to wear to play with them is barmy. I don't think he's playing with
He's not
the bees.
playing with them, is he?
Well, what is he doing then?
Well, I don't know, but I think you should get the dog the same protection.
Yeah, but that's just it, isn't it? It's like, you can't mix your pets. If you've got a snake, you don't have a mouse. Do you know what I mean? They don't get on. And it's the same with them. Don't have bees. I can't imagine one bit of enjoyment. The only thing he does is the honey. And it's like, well, how much is that to buy? It's not worth messing about wearing a big white suit just to get some honey. There's a shop down the road.
Bees are kept for a very good reason, aren't they?
What?
For honey.
Yeah, no, but like I say, you can buy honey for next to nothing.
Where do you think... What do you mean? But where does the honey come from that you buy?
Yeah, from some proper bee farm. Let
Yeah.
them do it. All he's doing, he's not making loads of pots of honey. He's looking after himself. And the thing with honey is, it doesn't go off either.
No, it doesn't, no.
So get 10 bees,
Yeah.
get the honey made, kick 'em out.
But you eat the honey, that's the point.
Yeah, I know, but
It
that
doesn't.
honey,
You can't eat it and then it's still there in the jar. It's not magical. Maybe in your world,
No.
yeah, Uncle Fred had that never-ending jar of honey.
but how much honey do you eat? What I'm saying is, it's one of them things in it that you buy, and you can move into a new house, buy some honey, and when you leave that house, that honey's still in the cupboard. You don't eat that much of it. So get 10 bees, get your honey's worth.
10 bees! Imagine keeping 10 bees!
Well, just get them to do the graft. If you've got loads of bees, they're not all pulling the weight, are they? Because they'll go, well, I'm not doing any, because I'll leave it to the others. Whereas if you've got 10 bees, you know that none of them are pulling the weight if there's no honey. That's what I'm saying.
No, no, it's not a workhouse. Bees don't knock around saying, I got a bad back.
Anyway, back to this reading from the twits. The news covered a story about a fish that knocked about 400 million years ago. It was 33 feet long and had a jaw strong enough to eat a shark in one go. All the dangerous stuff seems to die out, and yet things that you think wouldn't stand a chance, like worms, are still here, yet they have no legs or eyes. I saw a future human in the news article the other month about the future woman. She had 3 breasts. They looked alright.
Well, no, that's not. I can't see how that's going to ever evolve.
No, well, they say about how about evolving and that. I read that there's going to be ugly people. People are starting to go ugly.
Yeah, they're still going to have bilateral symmetry, I imagine.
I don't know what that means, but
Well,
I'll tell you now, right?
Well,
They're talking about, like, people who are just like, you know, you look at them and you go, oh, look at the state of that, right? And it'll get to a point when we're all so ugly that no one will have it away, and we're just going to die out.
well, that's not true either. That's not true either.
That is the biggest worry.
Well, no, so
That's the world's biggest
So
worry,
as we
Rick.
evolve and we change, our mindset doesn't change. We're still going. Oh, I wish we looked like they did a million years ago. I don't fancy anything.
No, but look how things do change.
But why are we all going to get uglier? I don't understand.
It's just the air and stuff, isn't it? It's just
The air or
yeah,
the
just,
hair?
you know, the air that we breathe and stuff, and the food we eat. Everything's changing, and we're not going to look that healthy, and we're just all going to go ugly. You've only got to look at some stuff that's in the sea, and you think, look at the state of that.
What's
and that's
got to
because
do with the human evolution.
But the stuff
Because
in the
they've been
sea is
around
still
longer.
propagating.
Yeah, but they've been around longer than us.
But it's still reproducing, so your theory falls down.
But they're deep down, aren't they, in the dark, so they probably can't see what they're having it away with. If they were up on the outside, they'd have died out ages ago.
Why? Because they wouldn't fancy the other stonefish or
Yeah, because they're
sea
really
slug.
odd-looking. I can't remember the name. I think it was a viper or something. It was just a head.
But Carl, the
A fish
reason...
that's just a head. It was well ugly.
Watched a programme about the twins this morning. It was filmed 16 years ago. They are mental. They did everything together, including the vacking up. Phone calls had to happen twice so they could both have the same chat, and they said the same stuff at the same time. Well weird. The bloke who I watched it with, I don't know who that is, just some homeless guys that you just invited into the
No,
flat?
just someone I've been sort of working with.
Sure, a mate of yours. He said he fantasised about having it away with a pair of twins. I don't see the point in this. If you're going to have 2 of something, I would prefer to have 2 different. Have 2 different women. If I had 2 cars, I wouldn't have the same one twice. Same rule with women. I don't even normally like buying the same pair of trainers twice in a row.
No, if you're going to have something new, make a change. It's like that fella who was going out with a woman and then left her and went out with a twin sister. Not worth it.
Not worth it!
It's not worth the upheaval, is it? Because it's exactly the same model.
I watched the final of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. It was between singer Jason Donovan, singer Mylene Klass, and singer Matt out of a boy band. I had my money on Donovan, but Matt won it. I think it was because of his last task. He ate a fisheye, some grubs, a big fat insect that they have on every year, a crocodile knob, and a kangaroo anus. I feel like we've come there, Rick, to where we entered.
It was this time last year when we first started the podcast that we were talking about I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and you coined the famous phrase, I could eat a knob at night.
Yeah.
So it's full circle. It's just that the last series finished recently, and it was astounding that he ate a crocodile knob, he ate a crocodile eye, he chewed up and swallowed a kangaroo's anus, which I to be honest, I didn't know was a food stuff. Could you eat any of that?
If I had to eat any of them, it would have to be the anus.
What, really?
Yeah, more than the other stuff. I couldn't eat anything that's still alive.
No. I
'cause,
agree.
I
I
think
couldn't
it's
eat
a bit-
any of that.
bit
I don't
cruel.
know under what circumstances I'd have to go, right, that's it now, we're not going to survive, the ship isn't coming, there is nothing on this island I can eat, give me the crocodile's penis.
So it wouldn't bother me. I could eat anything. I could do almost all of the challenges on that programme, but I couldn't cope in the camp. I couldn't cope with the lack of food and the uncomfortable bed. That's all that would do my head, and I'd drive people spare, whinging and complaining.
I couldn't cope with any aspect of it except the physical challenges. I couldn't cope with sleeping with people snoring, the things crawling over you. I'm not so squeamish about that, like snakes and things. That's all right. But the eating is ridiculous. It's out of the question to eat a worm or a grub.
It doesn't concern me. I don't know why. I don't see really what the difference in it. The texture's probably the same as lots of other things.
What would hunger do to you, though? Do you think? Would you think I would change? Do you think if it really was a choice, if someone said, and I knew I would die if I didn't eat worms?
I think you would, yes. I think you'd complain and you'd whinge for a while, and you'd try and put it off, and you'd hope a ship would turn up. But when it didn't, you'd start chowing down on a bit of crocodile anus.
But then where's the rest of the crocodile?
Well, yeah, that's a good
who's
point.
been eating that? How come I've got this? You're meant to, work together as a team in bad time, and yet I'm being handed an anus. Forget it. Let me starve.
Well, thanks for listening. That was the Christmas podcast. We should say the winner of the last competition we did. They can win the podcast book and Flanimals and the extras book that's out, still available,
all available,
and the CD.
The three CD set of the best of the podcast.
Yeah,
is that right? Series 1.
Brand new hour. If you haven't got that, get out. Maybe you've got some record tokens.
Yeah, if you've got record tokens or book tokens, those are the perfect things to spend them on.
Or £50 from your auntie.
Exactly.
Go and buy one of those. And the winner was Stephanie Prow from the Wirral.
Well done, Steph.
Well done. Well, thank you to Positive Internet, the guys that host this podcast. That's the end. That's the end of the Christmas podcast and the end of this team for a little while.
Yeah.
It's been great. So it's goodbye from me, Ricky Gervais. Goodbye from Stephen Merchant.
Goodbye and Happy New Year.
And goodbye from Carl Pilkington.
Alright.
Alright. That was alright, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's all right. What are you doing now? You got time for a coffee or something?
I can't now. I'm going to the the orphanage for terminally ill kids.
Oh yeah.
I'm going down there. I'll go down there every Christmas and
do you?
Entertain them.
Oh well, I bet that's lovely for them.
Yeah, no, I've actually written a song. I'm going to perform. They see The Office and see that I'm singing that.
You've written a song for them?
Yeah.
Well, could we hear a bit? I mean, what? I don't want to put you on the spot, but you've got the guitar there, isn't it?
Yeah. I wrote this for a kid. He's a brave little guy. He's only about 10, but it's heartbreaking. He's Don't cry, it's Christmas. Santa's coming soon. Though you ain't got a mommy or daddy, Santa still loves you. And he's riding on his reindeer to trample down the gloom. So don't cry, it's Christmas. Santa's coming soon. Don't cry, it's Christmas. Santa's feeling kind, though you know you'll never see him. He's not just in your mind, and it's not that he's invisible. It's because you're going blind. So don't cry, it's Christmas. Santa's feeling kind. Don't cry, it's Christmas. Santa's on his way, though he's got a billion children, and he's only got one day. You've got slightly less than that. If I were you, I'd pray. But don't cry, it's Christmas, and it sounds a little gay. Oh, isn't that be quite moving for everyone?
Yeah, I would ask you now to not play that song.
Oh no, too late now, they expect me.
But I'm not sure it's going to be as well received as you perhaps hope.
I think that's better than any gift, and I don't really want to give gifts because they're expensive.
Sure.
Speaking of like weird stuff and that, I've got a new...
Well, we weren't, but go on.
No, I've got a new book. Do you know I had that Freaks book? Top 50 Freaks. Got a new one sent to me.
Really?
Yeah, and you know, like everything normally has a name. So, like if it's the two-headed fella, you know, they're all nicknames like that, aren't they?
They've got 2 nicknames, I imagine.
But this new book I've got, right, on the cover of this one, it's got like a woman with 3 breasts, right? And she's called the three-breasted woman, as you'd expect. The one face.
Why is she posing nude, though? That's what I want to know.
Tart.
Well, she looked happy. And there was a fella with like one face but 2 bodies.
In one face but 2 bodies.
One face, 2 bodies.
What do you mean
It's
one
weird.
face, 2 bodies?
Surely one head, 2 bodies.
Ed as well, but it was mainly the face that was weird because he looked fed up. He sort of,
What are you talking about? How
What
can
are
you
you
have
talking
a face
about?
without a head?
How can you have? What do you mean? How did it join to the neck?
no, it did have a head, but the fact is, it was weird that it had one face to me.
What do you mean?
Well,
if you've
of
got
course
one
he had-
head, you'll
yeah.
have one face.
Yeah, I know, but it was the fact that he had one face and 2 bodies that I didn't think.
But
one
why do
head-
you keep saying one face and 2 bodies as
Why
opposed
not
to
one
one
head?
head and 2 bodies? We're all the man with one face.
Yeah, but now I've got one body.
Yeah, well, surely he's the man with 2 bodies then. Again, the description.
Roll up, see the man with one face.
I know, yeah.
So it's full of stuff like that, right? And what I'm saying is that fella, you know, the one-faced man, the 3-breasted woman.
He wouldn't be known as the one-faced man, is what I'm saying.
Well, they've all-
that
they
that
all-
isn't the peculiar thing about him.
Yeah, well, they all had names like that. But
Right.
there was one thing in it that didn't even have a nickname. It was so weird.
What do you mean?
It just said unidentified.
What does it look like?
Sort of testicles for eyes. That's. It just reminded me when you.
What do you mean
strange.
testicles fries?
And what is it? Did he have a normal body?
I didn't even look at that.
Oh,
No,
so
that's what I'm saying though. You're attracted to the oddness of the thing, and that's what I was saying about Warren when he walks in.
Warwick.
You know, it'll be odd for a minute, and then I'm sure
For him it
over
will be, yeah.
He'll get used to you.
I've got my head round it a bit more, and the way that there's loads of people in the world, and yet you don't see people with like dangly eyes more often. It amazes me.
I love the fact that he's amazed by not seeing freaks.
Yeah.
It's incredible. He's walking down the street going, oh, everyone's got one head. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Suzanne, see any dangly eyes today? No, me neither.
It's weird, isn't it? What's going on in the world? Oh.
Oh, he's only gonna read it down.
That jingle there signifying, of course, once again, another reading from the Diary of Karl Pilkington. Now, of course, for those of you who have not been keeping abreast of Karl's medical complaints, just bring us up to speed, Karl. You had to go into hospital because previously you'd had...
I've been in and
treatment.
out. Honestly, I've been in and out of that hospital just with kidney problems, really painful and what have you. And yeah,
He had
so-
kidney stones, alright.
No, but
sorted.
seriously.
I had a bit of a lie-in today because I have to get up early for my operation tomorrow. Not only have I got to have tubes shoved up my knob, but I also have to get up at 5:50. Suzanne said I could have what I want for my last dinner. It's not your last dinner, you're going for an operation.
Yeah, but you can't take things for granted these days.
Oh, for
I had shepherd's pie and peas. Suzanne made it from scratch. As nice as it was annoying. Because making stuff from scratch means loads of pots, and it's my job to do the washing up. So much as the food was nice, there was loads of pans and that. People who get their last dinner on death row don't have to wash up. Got up at 5:55. You were supposed to be getting up at 5:50 on the other page. You were 5 minutes late getting up.
He's often late.
Often late. Got to the hospital and had to wait in the waiting room. There was another 9 people in there waiting to be sorted. I got called in. They sat me on a bed and took all my details down. 5 minutes later I'd been knocked out. I got woke up when they were ripping a pipe out of my throat. I felt more rough this time. The doctor came to see me and said he couldn't find a stone, so I must have passed it. I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah, we filled your kidney with water and expanded it and there was no hiding place." I sat in the recovery room for an hour while they found me a bed. One of the fellows who was sat in the room with me this morning got wheeled in. They couldn't wake him up. All the nurses were laughing because he didn't want to wake up. I bet they were laughing at me when I was in the theatre. Someone told me they totally strip you when they're operating. I would have looked like the alien on the Boswell incident.
Boswell! Boswell!
It's quite a nice analogy if it weren't for the fact that you said Boswell.
It's
It's the Roswell incident.
Ricky and Carla here now. I don't even need to say your surnames. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Karl.
All right.
You're
How's
right.
it going? Yeah.
it's going all right.
Like Frank and Liza.
This actress Jessica Chastain, who is going to be huge in a year. I think everyone will know her name. And I was at the premiere last night of her film, and I said, "Oh, when you come in tomorrow, you'll meet Ricky Gervais." And she started screaming, going, "Oh, I saw her at Madison Square Garden. I've seen all the Office and Extras." And I said, "You'll also meet Karl." And she's, if anything, she screamed even louder.
Oh.
She's just screaming all the time. What have you got her on for? God.
It might be a condition.
Yeah, she can't communicate through words, just through screams.
We've got something for it though. If you take these lithium pills, she's all right for an hour. So don't worry about it.
Well, look, Karl, you've got a following in America now.
Think of that. You see, what a lovely compliment you just passed on there from an actress who's come to this little island. She's going to be huge. She's nice, and you look at you.
I wasn't dissing her. I just said if she's coming in screaming.
You know when you feel when you go to some sort of zoo in a country that hasn't quite got their animal rights together, and that you see these old chimpanzees just sitting there rubbing their head, and they've got neuroses, and they're a
bit emaciated.
I know you feel so sorry for them, and you want to like him now. That's just like him now, rubbing his head. That's comfort. That's what all simians do to comfort themselves. They just touch their head. And that, like, oh, what am I doing here?
So how's it going?
It's going all right, Karl. It's going all right, thank you. He is right. You look as though you've just been told you've got a week to live.
Because I've been all over the place.
Where have you been?
You name it, I've been. If you had a globe in here and you span it and popped your finger on it, I'll go, yeah, I've been there.
France.
Well, not for the series, but I've been there. Yeah,
your kitchen.
Yeah, I've done that. But no, I've been everywhere. I've been to Alaska. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Vanuatu.
What's that?
Exactly, that's what a lot of people say. They don't know where it is. I'd never heard of it. The globe that I've got, Vanuatu, isn't even on it.
Yeah, but it's a blow-up one, isn't it?
It's not. It's a proper one. It's a proper globe that I've got, and I looked for it because I always I was doing like on Wackaday when you used to put stickers on a globe.
It's a cracking reference there. For anyone who had a job in the 80s.
Timmy Mallet, he had like a map, didn't he? And he'd say, "Hey."
I love the fact that your geographical knowledge up till now was based on Timmy Mallet's Wackaday.
All right, well, I've been to there. I've been to New Zealand. I've been to Australia. I've been to Japan. Just got back from Japan about 3 days ago.
Let's explain what an Idiot Abroad is. So this is where Ricky, yourself and Stephen Merchant send him to places he doesn't really want to go to.
Well, he does want to go to because we drew up a list.
I've got a list.
We sort of found the top 100 sort of people's bucket list, things to do before they die.
That's the list that I worked from.
I'm being passed the list now by Karl.
Right, and they're
before you die.
They recur. They're the 100 most popular things that we could find. We compiled that, and we let him choose 7. That's not to say there weren't little surprises along the way.
Why do you pick odd ones? Like in the first episode, you go to a remote island on the other side of the planet. Look at the number 65 is Skinny Dip at Midnight.
He doesn't go nude.
I don't do nude.
Oh, right, okay.
Don't like doing nude. Would you be happy being nude?
No, but you could knock that off, couldn't you, in 10 minutes?
Knock what off?
I like the fact that how he says nude. N-O-O-D.
No, I'm not happy with that. I know, like, would you go nude on the telly?
No.
I think there's something wrong with people when they do that. I don't think... I'm not happy doing that around the house. Just walking around with out on.
You can understand why an actor would have to do it for a part.
I don't actually.
What about if the part...
We know what's there. What are they showing us? Why does that happen? It's not great acting, taking your pants off. I don't understand why they have to do it. And it just makes it awkward when you're watching it with your mum and dad.
No, but sometimes it is necessary because it would ruin the piece.
Like what? Tell me a film where you've gone, I'm glad he got his tackle out.
Well,
no, but when you're showing something, it could be some form of degradation or something.
Someone going into prison sometimes have an important scene where they're strip searched and they have to take their clothes off, and that might be integral to the plot. So therefore, you have to see it.
But you just do it. You do it. They did. Look, you've watched Jesus of Nazareth.
Yeah.
Mary had a baby.
I don't know what this is. Is this a Boney M song? What are you talking about?
What I'm saying to you is, you take things as given. If someone's pregnant, you don't need to see it happening. Too much sex on the telly.
No, so I agree. I think 95% of it is gratuitous.
Right, and that's what I just was saying.
But we're not talking about. We're talking about when it can be justified. Sometimes it would be worse not to. It'd be better not to have anything than have a pair of pants on something.
What about if you're going to stay with some tribe, and they will consider it enormous disrespect for you not to strip off. Then
Well, that happened, didn't it? That happened in this first episode.
Well, in context, that would then be acceptable, wouldn't it? That would be the right thing to do, because it would be disrespectful not to do it. It's not gratuitous.
No, it's all about societal pressure as well. We
Yeah, but at the same time, Richard, that happened, and it's not about... Ricky and Steve didn't send me to that tribe to wear a thing called a nambas. They just wanted to see me try to get out of me getting my tackle out.
Yeah, I don't want to see his tackle. I like him struggling and feeling uncomfortable about the, the chances that he might get it. You know, I don't ever want to... I must say, I never want to see him nude.
Can you explain a nambas? It's like pants made of leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or wicker. Or just anything that's lying around.
Dolmades, that Greek dish with sort of rice wrapped in a little vine leaf?
Yeah.
We wanted his little
It's
rice
ridiculous.
wrapped in a little vine leaf.
Yeah. I would have looked ridiculous.
Just, we're going to play a clip from the first episode in a moment. Just to cover, first of all, at the very beginning of the episode, Ricky, Karl doesn't quite understand the premise of 100 Things to Do Before You Die, because he says, he's like, well, I don't want to swim with dolphins if I've only got, a day to live.
Yeah, he thought it was immediately before you die. Like someone's really sick and ill on life support and you chuck them in a pond.
All right, well, that's saying then. That's saying live every day as if it's your last, like Ronan Keating sang about.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be up for doing much if it was my last day.
No,
I'd stay in.
No, again, the point of that phrase is that you don't know it's your last. So because we don't know it's our last,
But you can't live like that either, because what do you do when you've got bills to pay and you go, I've spent all that, I thought it was going to be the last day. It's a ridiculous thing to live by.
But that's all part of it, isn't it?
Pension, you get a pension.
Yeah,
I don't know how long I'm going to be around.
Yeah, it doesn't mean go and get a credit card and live it up and hope you die tonight so you don't have to pay it back. It means every moment is precious. Our life is finite, so live every day like it's your last. Live every moment, savour every good meal, every fine wine, every nice experience, because it might be your last.
Karl, if it actually was your last day, and you knew it was your last day, what would you do?
Well, that's different.
What would you do with it?
That's very different.
I'd probably just, God. Well, I'll be at the doctor's.
Yeah.
Well, not if there's no point, no.
All right, I wouldn't do that.
What would you do?
Just stay in, just watch a film. Watch something. I think I'd hope it was a miserable day. I wouldn't want it to be sunny. I've thought about that. If I was dying, I'd want it to be horrible and miserable outside. So I'm not going to miss it.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered. Really not bothered. Probably eat something that's not that nice.
Brilliant.
That thing of your Last Supper thing when they do that on the on death row.
Is there anything more depressing than that? Is there anything sadder and more depressing of someone choosing their last meal? I mean, let's not get into the humanity of it because it's pretty disgusting anyway. But the fact that they make sure you haven't got flu before they execute you.
Well, the fact they use new syringes. I don't get that.
Yeah.
Use used ones.
Yeah.
What does it matter?
Yeah, good point.
That is a good point.
Brilliant.
That is a good point. I don't suppose you'd have much of
more highbrow discussion on 5 Live.
It is. I don't suppose you have much of an appetite for your last day anyway, or you're on death row. Let me just play a clip when you were on last time, because you'd done the first series of An Idiot Abroad, which was going to the 7 Wonders of the World, and you were so adamant, that you wouldn't do a second series.
I don't know what I want to do at the moment. I don't know.
You're definitely ruling out doing another series of An Idiot Abroad.
Yeah, that's
no
happened.
way.
No way.
No, what about if it rates really well?
It doesn't matter. Remember, I didn't know what it was going to be like. I thought it was going to be a bit more like a holiday. I now know what it's like. And if you do a second series or something, it's got to get madder, hasn't it? Look at Jack Bauer, 24. It was believable at first, and it just starts getting mad.
It was not believable.
Well, more believable in series 1 than it was as it went on. That's why I don't want to do. What's wrong with just doing something once? Right.
Karl, what happens?
Well, I've got bills to pay, haven't I? I've got bills to pay. So, I've got to do something.
It took me 6 months, didn't it? Gentle persuasion every time we sort of went out for a drink or went for a meal.
Well, it was meant to be the Natural Wonders. There was talk of that. I'm going, I'm not doing it. And then they said, the bucket list idea, you can come up with what you want to do. And, I thought, well, I'm deciding. So I'll do it. Plus, I was in a programme called Idiot Abroad. Options aren't flying in work-wise, Richard, when you've got that on your CV.
When the idiot it refers to you, and you become known as an idiot.
But mainly money. That's why does anyone do anything?
Well,
Attenborough messing about in the jungle at his age. He doesn't want to be in there, neck high in mud. He's doing it because it's a job, isn't it? Why are you sat here?
Well, that's not true, is it? Because you could do something else. So it has to be a passion as well. You enjoy, you know.
I don't know about that. I think most of us, you can't always pick what you want to do. You do it because money.
Oh, but you're proud of the show, though, aren't you?
But you are picking.
I'm
what you
happy
wanna
with
do.
it now. It's over. I think it looks brilliant. You said to me before. You said, "Oh, you watched the first episode. It looks amazing."
It looks beautiful.
What do you say to those people that think you're whinging? You've been all around the world. You're getting well paid. You're on Sky. You know, people are interested in what you say. You've written books. You know, you're under the wing of Ricky Gervais. I mean.
Yeah, well, that's why it's happened. You made it happen.
Yeah, but what do you say to those people that think you're whinging and that think you should be
Oh,
grateful?
shut up. Because they don't know, do they? They don't know what it's like. Everyone just sees this 45 minutes of telly. They don't know what I've been through, where I've stayed. I'm not even moaning about it anymore. It's just because people don't listen.
Ricky, do you remember a couple of times ago when you were in and we rang Karl and he was at home and you were grouting, I think.
I was grouting.
You
yeah.
were grouting.
Finished that.
How did that go?
It's all right, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Broke the vac doing it.
What do you mean?
Because when you're grouting, it all comes out. I had a what's it in a Dremel. That's what I told you about.
Yeah, Dremel, yeah.
And it was going everywhere, dust. So I used Henry the Vac at the same time to sort of catch the dust.
Yeah.
Blew it up.
Yeah.
Blew up a vac.
Yeah. You got a new vac?
Yeah, I bought a Hetty. Is it a Hetty?
I have no idea.
The pink one.
Other
This
vacs are
isn't
available.
actually going out, is it?
I think it
We
might
can
be.
edit this bit out, aren't we, to make it a little bit tighter and more exciting?
Well, we will do with the podcast.
Yeah, sure.
Karl, my point was this. When I spoke to you on the phone, you said that you hadn't seen any money from Series 1, and you said, Ricky keeps talking about this pot of money. Where's the pot?
Still haven't seen it,
Have you-
honestly.
have you found it?
Honest to God. Unless you know, I haven't seen the pot. And that's part of why I did
I don't want to
more.
go. This is like talking about some sort of pension plan. Look, the point is that when you own the format, it's back end, which means that they see where the profit is the whole show, the sales abroad, and that takes. It's only just the Office, the American Office, has only just started showing the syndication rights. It's worth waiting for, Karl, but. It's going to be a while, and you've got money to go along. I don't know where you spend your money. I know last time he said, "Oh, this is unbelievable. We were out to dinner, me and Jane were out with him and Suzanne, and he was talking about Christmas, and he's moaning about money as well. And I know how much he's got, and he was going, well, she's had a floor. She's had a floor. He put a floor in the kitchen, and he was trying to make it that his girlfriend's Christmas present, that she'd had a floor." Unbelievable.
And it's the floor she wanted.
I know,
Yes, but you walk on it.
she's not the only one that uses the floor.
It's not what you have to. You don't have to jump to the cooker
She
because
doesn't
it's her
know
floor.
what she wants.
She's had a floor.
She's fine.
Brilliant.
She's spoiled rotten. Everyone feels sorry for her. You know, she has got it good. Honestly, she gets what she wants. She's already talking about Christmas presents, and I sit down and go, right, what is it that
She
you
keeps
want?
saying, Karl, don't forget this year.
No, because I just want to know how much she wants something.
Right.
She sits down, I go, what do you want? And she'll say, and I'll go, right, why do you want that?
Okay,
and
let me
I'll
just
quiz
talk,
her on it.
Let me talk about 2 Christmas presents that I know of. Just 2 Christmas presents.
Yeah.
One, he gave her the camera that he got at a leaving do, still wrapped up. Said, there you go, you wanted a camera. That's one.
Really just handed it straight over to
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Why does that matter? I can top that. Something else you don't know about. Sky, after the last series, gave me an iPad.
Right.
She got that for Christmas.
But you're saying it like you're proud of this.
I'm not proud. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with it because she wanted one of
Did
them.
you tell her that it was a second-hand gift? Did you take the Sky logo off the wrapping paper?
No, I don't think I did, but it's what she wanted, so it doesn't matter where it's come from.
I think the one she's most pleased with was the bumper family pack of condoms 2 for 1 offer you got from Boots that year.
Right.
There you go.
Did that actually happen?
Got used.
Let's take the travel. Ricky Gervais and Karl Williams.
Not with me. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
20 past 2, Louise Pepper, dig us out. Go on.
The West Midlands.
Karl's got to go at 1:30. What, are you going out to do some, was it like your boiler broken?
No, just things to do.
Okay.
I don't like sitting around outstaying me welcome.
You wouldn't be. But we'll talk about Life's Too Short. which will
Karl,
come.
what do you say to those people who say that it's all planned and scripted, An Idiot Abroad? That what do you say to those people? You've spoken to the people that say that you're a whinger. You said shut up. What do you say to the people that think that?
I'm not bothered anymore. I'm not bothered.
A lot of people do think that. A lot of
Yeah, I'm
people
not
think that
bothered
what you
if
do
it's-
is an act, don't
Yeah, if Forget it. Whatever they want to think. Because what can you do when people are like that? One, I don't understand why they think it is sort of a scripted thing. I don't know why they think I'm an idiot. That's the first one, because I'm not an idiot. You wouldn't say that, would you?
No, you're not. Of course you're not an idiot.
Right. So we can agree on that.
You say funny things because you have a different outlook on the world. Karl's one of the smartest people I know. He's not the most educated, and so he's got gaps in his knowledge, and that's what's funny. He's also very opinionated, and he's different, right? But there's no way he's honestly one of the sharpest people I know. And also, we put him in that situation to get the best out of him. I know exactly how to get this funny Karl out. He's not like all the time. When we go out for a drink, I'm not making him do stuff.
Wow.
I'm not. Wow. So
what were you doing the other night? Tying a napkin around my head.
That was an experiment. That was an experiment because I wanted to show him the tourniquet. How if you tie it and then put a simple lever in it and turn it, you can get so much pressure in it. You nearly burst, didn't you? Your head nearly burst.
Yeah.
So and you learned something. It's sort of like Blue Peter. I don't want to bring up Blue Peter again. Those days are gone.
They're a long time ago.
Yeah.
Too soon for those jokes.
Yeah, but you know, I feel that I love this 10-year experience I've had with sort of educating Karl.
Is
not
that how
in a
long it's been?
patronising way. Yeah.
10 years.
It's fascinating. It's fascinating. He's also my best mate. I can't get enough of him. We are mates. We do this, and he knows why I do this, and but it doesn't mean he doesn't still get angry and annoyed when he's stitched up somewhere on a shelf on a Trans-Siberian Railway. They thought he was in first class, and I changed the ticket to third at the last minute. You know, so there's still fun things, but you do it like mates do it. You do it like mates do it.
I think some of the things you say are really wise sometimes, but then
I agree.
But at the same time, some of the stories you tell do seem fanciful. So
He's having a go now.
No, I'm not having a go. I'm not saying they're not true. It's just that they seem implausible. But I don't think you're a liar. I don't think you even have the capacity to lie. But there's that story. This might be from your old XFM podcast. Where did a mate of yours or a neighbour keep a horse in the house?
Look.
What?
Yeah. But hang on. I've just got back from Africa, where someone's got a hippo in the house. Do you don't believe me? What do you want? What can I do? It's not my house. It wasn't my horse. I'm just telling you.
Where was this? In Manchester?
Yeah, on the estate.
Someone that kept a horse in the house.
Horse in the house, but you know they didn't have much. They didn't have that much money. They couldn't afford a stable, so it's in the house. Kids on estates get spoilt sometimes more than people with money. So they'd spoilt the kid and got it a horse, but nowhere to keep it.
Exactly.
So it was in the house. No carpet in the house. Massive telly. They always have big tellies, don't they, in these houses when they got them out.
The horse like Coronation Street.
It was just that wandering around. I went round because I was flogging
Dead horse?
plants in pots,
Right, yeah.
raising money for me. And there was a horse in the lounge.
Was it sitting on the couch?
It was just wandering around.
Did it go, hello, can I help you?
But that isn't that unbelievable, Richard. I mean,
No, it's weird. It is strange.
It is weird.
Yeah, but then there's this weird thing, you know, that there are weird things on estates, you know, and also people have heard the podcast, which is, you know, like 40 hours of Karl talking about his childhood, but he's got, you know, 35 years to tell. I mean, if it happened every day, those weird things, but, you know, they're sort of condensed, and we've sent him to places where there are these strange customs to us. And there's no better man to do it. Could I just say in defence of Idiot Abroad as well?
Yeah.
It's not a comedy show. It's planned behind Karl's back, but everything Karl says is the first thing that he thinks. There's no filter with Karl, and I think it's a really interesting and, dare I say it, quite important documentary.
It's beautifully made. I think in terms of comparing the first to the second series, I think it's moved up, hasn't it?
Good, isn't it?
Some of the photography is as good as your Attenborough shows, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
You look as though you're enjoying it more than the first series. I've only seen one episode so far.
Well, it's over now, isn't it? And I've done it. I've been everywhere. You can't be any more. So now I can enjoy it. It's what have I got to worry about?
But you had some good times on screen this time, didn't you?
Yeah, I sort of. I don't know. I think I tried to enjoy it more. Last time I moaned a lot and I was trying to get out of it and try to come home. This time I was like, I know this is how it's going to be. Stop moaning. Get on with it. And I tried to, I tried to enjoy my moments.
Let's play a clip here. You don't enjoy this bit. This is you from episode 1 of An Idiot Abroad, series 2, when you attempt, or nearly attempt, a bungee jump.
We could have gone straight to the desert island, but instead we've come all the way here for a pointless occasion, because it's not going to happen. I said I'm not bungee jumping. When we talked about the whole bucket list thing and Steve was going, oh yeah, bungee jumping, that's what people want to do. They might, but I don't. And this is meant to be my bucket list. I've been on the world now for 38 years. I don't need to introduce this now. Oh, I'm just creating a new problem if I do get into bungee jumping. I don't want to change. I don't want to get into this.
Carl, let it go. Look up. Bring that chin up. Focus on that mountain.
Nah, forget it.
Yes.
No.
And you're going to dive out.
No, I don't want
now,
it.
Carl.
No.
Honestly.
See, what was that noise? I just made a noise I've never heard come from me. There's that noise again.
You're going to go.
No.
Yes, you are.
No.
You have got it, mate.
No.
It's all yours. Looking up.
No, forget it.
Carl,
Forget it.
come on, Carl.
Come on. No, this is cute. I don't want to do it.
Carl, I feel
I don't want to do it.
For anyone watching online on our cameras, which are at bbc.co.uk/5live, you didn't appear to enjoy reliving that.
No, it took me right back. It's weird.
Looks good on radio, doesn't it? All that HD. Looks wonderful, the scenery.
Yeah,
on
you were
radio.
just saying how good it looked.
Yeah.
Like,
Here's a mank bloke talking. Oh, here he is again. Just the same. This looks just as good.
No, but that's just a small bit of it. I mean, I quite like the, meeting people and stuff around the world is quite good. 'Cause we just.
is there any experiences that he's had that you were jealous of, that you've looked back and think, I'd like to do that, or I wish I'd done that?
Well, most of them, really, as long as I didn't have to stay in the same rooms as that I put him in. But yeah, there's some things I agree with him, in fact, I do agree with most of the things he says. That, I'd love the wildlife experience. Yeah, I'd love to do that one day. He came face to face with a mountain gorilla, and the guy out there with him said, "Karl, I think we wanted an Attenborough moment. We wanted him to say something profound," and Karl came up with, "They've got little ears." It's good, isn't it?
No, have you ever had to do any presenting like that when you've got to sell an important moment? You did Obama coming to in charge, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Just imagine if you'd have been the first bloke out on the moon. They'd written you a little thing.
But he had loads of time, didn't he? Armstrong.
What would
He
you
was
have
sat in a
said?
rocket
What would
for
you have said?
hours.
Okay, you've just done it. You've just stepped out on the moon. What's the first thing?
No, but what I'm saying to you is, he was sat in that rocket doing nothing for ages.
Right.
He was doing a crossword or something, I read. They
Really?
came up with a pen that works in space or something, didn't they?
Yeah, I think
He was doing all that.
A
apparently-
pencil.
Well, no,
No,
exactly.
Russia
Yeah,
did that. Russia
yeah,
did the pencil.
That's right. America spent like $100,000 on getting a pen that works space, and Russia took a pencil.
Whereas when I was sort of trekking for the gorillas, I walked for about 8 hours, and the guide kept saying 10 minutes, 10 minutes, all right, 15 minutes. Well, hang on a minute, how long are we walking here? And he went on for 8 hours, and then I get there.
That's because you were going too slow, so the gorilla was getting away. If you'd have gone faster, you'd have got caught up with him.
So I get there, and the bloke with the camera's going, right, quick, say something. Look at the camera, say something. This is the moment, it's going to keep moving. So even though I was there, I couldn't enjoy the moment. They're all looking at the gorilla behind me. I've got to come up with something, looking at a camera, about this special moment. And it wasn't a special moment. My feet were wet. I ate wet socks.
But where is Neil Armstrong at ages in the rocket?
I didn't.
You had 8 hours.
No,
Yeah.
because it's tricky, Richard. It
And
was
after
up and down.
after you'd pointed out they got little ears, what was your profound statement? Do you remember?
I think I said I say it best when I say nothing at all. So
Yeah.
just film that.
He quoted Ronan Keating.
But
He
it's
quoted Ronan Keating
because
after meeting a silverback mountain gorilla.
right. What would
in
you
the
have said
wild.
then? Come on. What would you have said? That hasn't been said already.
I'd have said,
Because Attenborough did it
I'd have
years
said
ago.
life is a roller coaster.
Carl, you're not outside, you're welcome. Do you want to say just like 5 more minutes after
10 minutes.
these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
10 more minutes.
Carl
15.
Pilkington's here. 85. If you put your own questions to Carl, 85058. It's 2:32. Here's Justine Gray. Thank you very much, Bob. But Carl, you look like you're in constant pain.
No, I'm just. I am still jet lagged.
Are you okay? There's a text here that Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington are here. And when is An Idiot Abroad 2 on? When did it start, Ricky?
Friday.
Starts on Fridays.
Tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
And there's a
Tricky,
book
yeah.
out from Series 1.
Yeah, that's
Still number one.
It's doing all right. That.
Mental. I mean, I told him that. I told him the sales, the DVD. The DVD, I mean, the book and the DVD were sold about 1 million, right? Nothing. I tell him, well, these people that, you know, like you, these people that I talk to at the Golden Globes and these award shows, they're not impressed with it. The only thing he's impressed with...
It's being paid. That is all I want, Richard. That is all I do this for. Like
No, there's
That is the one thing. I love it when I get a cheque in the post.
Yeah.
You're never there to witness that.
No, you don't. You moan about it, because you say, oh, I've got to pay tax and that, I've got to do this, that, that.
Yeah, well, everyone else sticks their hand out, doesn't
Exactly.
But that is why...
But the one thing, I'm just working on the 3rd series, the Ricky Gervais Show, the animation.
Yeah.
We're just finishing it, and I showed him the finished first episode, and he loves that. He watches those over and over again. He loves watching himself as a cartoon.
Why?
Because it's not him. It's not like him. It's like they've added to it, and it's things we said. You can watch it like it's not. I watch it like it's not us three.
Well, I forgot a lot of things we talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they've got better and better. The 3rd series is better than the first two, and it got better and better. But I really love those. I think it's a lovely little gem, isn't it?
Carl, how do you feel about getting recognised? The fame aspect of it. Do you like that?
No, not really.
Why not?
Because I'm not that sort of person, really. I just like keeping myself to myself.
Does it happen a lot now?
Yeah, not. I mean, I don't go out. I don't put myself in situations where there's loads and loads of people. I wouldn't go to, say, a Glastonbury or something like that, just because I don't want to come across miserable.
No, I never really cared for it. I mean, I knew going into it that if, you know, became a successful actor or comedian, you'd become a famous one, but I was always wary. I didn't want people to think I'd signed with the devil, you know, make me famous and you can go through my bins. I never signed that contract. And you've got to be careful what you say as well, because people think you're ungrateful. It's like, I did an interview recently and they said about, oh, do people bother you? And I went, no, everyone's really nice. I said, I have to avoid pubs. Sometimes a drunk could come and say, oh, have a drink with us, and you have to go, oh, I'd rather not. And they think, oh, you've changed. And I go, no, I haven't. I never used to drink with strangers. But the headline was, I'm too famous for pubs.
I saw that.
So
it said you hadn't been in a single pub in 10 years.
Well, it makes me look like I'm complaining, or I've started the conversation. Like, I've gone into a room full of journalists and said, listen up, I'm too famous for pubs. I love pubs. It's like, and Karl's very aware of this. There are some, and there are a small percentage, that are out to twist your words and make you look like you've changed. They build you up and you want to bet. And I think Karl's very aware of that, and he hasn't. He hasn't changed a bit. In fact, he's got slightly more Karl. The more I've known him,
I like, you know, it's great if people come up and they just go, oh, I like your programme, I go, cheers, and they wander off.
What else do they say?
No, it's just the freakier ones where they want to know everything, or they know everything. It's like,
where they know the podcast even better than you do.
Yeah, well, I don't like that.
But it's the ones that think they know everything and don't. I mean, the problem is that everyone's, you know, I've got a blog. Everyone's a journalist these days. Everyone's a critic. So there's these conspiracy theories. I mean, people say things that they really think they know. I've heard that. I know for a fact that, you know,
they do.
Karl's an actor called Graham. That, you know, they work out how rich you are. And it's like, you know, but fans are fine. We couldn't do without fans. We like people that like what we like and they buy our work. Of course we do, you know. But I think you do have to draw the line of privacy because I think it's your right.
This phenomena of people making uninformed comments online is remarkable now. If you go on, one of my favourite pastimes, that might not be the right phrase, but a pastime is going on the Mail online, picking an innocuous story about a celebrity and looking at the comments.
The hatred. I love comments. I've done a few essays for the Wall Street Journal, and you know they're probably contentious issues, because some of them I suppose you'd count as controversial, particularly across Middle America. That I talk about, you know, science and atheism and those, and the comments are incredible. I mean, just
what sort of things?
Oh, just brain dead, ill-informed people like the devil's going to kill me tonight. And you want to laugh because you want to go, I don't know where to start with that. You haven't read the essay. I'm not scared of the devil because I don't think he exists. And then you go to the real hatred, the people that think, you know, abortion is wrong even if it's the product of a paternal rape. And you want to go, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start with this. So you have to sort of like walk away.